They say in order to grow, you need to sharpen your axe. In order to cut that forest down, we need to be able to spend more time sharpening that axe than we are cutting the trees down. More time sharpening that axe. And this is why we're here. Guys, and I use two tools, and I'm going to be doing that this year. I haven't done it yet. I'm really reflecting deeply. Is that I want to be able to be a better version of myself next year. And what does that mean? Well, it means that I need to have a set of tools that I need to rely on in order to extrapolate what that better version is. And the one tool, listen very carefully, the one tool that I even use them in my coaching sessions, and you can use them with your team as well, is the You're listening to The Functional Founder with Themi Sturgianis, a podcast for owner-operators ready to build high-performance teams, handle growth with confidence, and scale without burning out. Fellow functional founders, it's that time of the year again. I'm here in the Breede River, just renewing my energy, trying to get inspiration again after quite a challenging year. It's better than the previous year, but it's been a challenging year, and I think most entrepreneurs that are growing businesses or scaling businesses or attempting to scale businesses and get them to work profitably without you, is that it can't be song and roses. I think you'd be lying if you say that it's just song and roses, because this year, although it's been much better than the previous, we've had our challenges, from cash flow to hiring the wrong staff members to having some conflict with certain suppliers. Yeah, we've just had an interesting dynamic, and also conflict with some clients. That's been an interesting dynamic because that's never really happened before. And we've had quite a bit of it this year, attempting to scale and how to deal with it. And this is my time to reflect and to calibrate. And what I mean by calibrating means I'm just renewing my energy again, renewing my insights, my philosophies, my principles that I want to take back into the next year. Why? Because I want to build a life that I deserve and that my ecosystem deserves. So who is my ecosystem? My ecosystem consists of a few players, a few important strategic players. Number one is my team. My team is absolutely essential that I calibrate to build a better Themi so that I can go back and serve them, because my philosophy again is my job as a leader is to grow more leaders, because I know if we can grow more leaders, we can make a bigger impact in this world. And we're doing it through our business at LabWorks, which is awesome. So I need to be the best person I can be for my team. The second lot of people that I need to be really, really shine for, I need to be on my game for, is my clients. I need to be there for them, sharing their wallet in order to do business with me. So they're voting with their wallet to do business with us at LabWorks. And that's crucial. I owe them that respect to be sharp so that we can build an incredible business that keeps on delivering value. The third element would be my suppliers. My suppliers are important. The people that we buy from. Are we building loyalty? Are we adding value to them? Are we consistently building a relationship with them? The fourth element, and I suppose one of the most crucial elements, is my family. I'm a very family-orientated person, and I want to be able to deliver at a very high standard to my family. So how am I showing up for them? Am I checking in on a weekly basis to say, listen, give me feedback. I want to know how I'm showing up for you, my daughter, my son, my wife, my immediate family. It's like, am I showing up the best that I possibly can? Am I giving that priority? And the fifth element, which is crucial, is you. And I say that with absolute confidence, because you are giving up your time to listen to this podcast so that you can absorb some insights and some hard learnings that I've learned growing my businesses over the last couple of years. And make no mistake that I learned from you too, in your comments, in your feedback. I sometimes meet people online and they say they've listened to the podcast and they found this quite useful. And guys, I just want to say that this is where I renew my energy. This is where I grow, where I try and understand more about myself. And believe me, that has been a challenge, because I've realized that I don't know myself that well. And the minute I try and step into that zone where I honestly think that I understand myself and I'm operating this high level as a leader, I trip again. So I realized I've got so much more to learn. I listen to so many self-help and self-development audios and read books that I just realized there's a myriad of things that I just don't know that I could be learning, that I could be sharpening myself. As I saw, they say, in order to grow, you need to sharpen your axe in order to cut that forest down. We need to be able to spend more time sharpening that axe than we are cutting the trees down. More time sharpening that axe. And this is why we're here. Guys, and I use two tools, and I'm going to be doing that this year. I haven't done it yet. I'm really reflecting deeply. Is that I want to be able to be a better version of myself next year. And what does that mean? Well, it means that I need to have a set of tools that I need to rely on in order to extrapolate what that better version is. And the one tool, listen very carefully, the one tool that I even use them in my coaching sessions, and you can use them with your team as well, is the stop, start, continue model. I love that. It's simple, it's basic, it's three areas. What I need to stop doing, what I need to start doing, and what I need to continue doing. What I need to stop doing, what I need to start doing, and what I need to continue doing. Now, the last two, guys, I've got ants all over me here, but it's the price I have to pay to do a podcast in the quiet here, where there aren't cars and traffic around. So it's cool. So listen up. It's the last two are very easy. The start and continue. Because we all know how to start things. I have to start gym. I need to start eating better. I need to start having a better relationship with my wife. We all know those things. And we quickly go to that area or default to that area. Continue doing, maybe a little bit more challenging. And that takes a bit of reflection. Like, what I need to continue doing. What is going on in my life that I need to continue doing in my business and in my personal life, and do that consistently. And that's where consistency comes in. So my podcast, for instance, I'm going to continue doing it because I need to deliver at a high level. And I don't only do this for myself. I do it because I believe that if I'm teaching the things that are working for me and I'm sharing the areas that are not working for me, I'm growing as an individual. I'm embedding certain principles in my mind, and I'm holding myself accountable to my audience. And that's important because I've shared some big, hairy, audacious goals on this road. A couple of the Lab Manifesto was born on this road. And I've got people holding me accountable to it. And actually, we've had incredible growth there. So if you haven't listened to that podcast, you've got to go and hear it. Go back and see when I'm walking down the road. And I'm in the similar area where the Lab Manifesto was born, where we started roofs, pools, and waterproofing. But enough of that. We know what we need to continue doing. But what is this? The first element of the start and continue is the stop. What do we need to stop doing? What do we need to stop doing? And I'll never forget when I first hired a coach, he said, Themi, I'm going to do two things. And I paid him a lot of money to coach me. He had a lot of experience and wisdom. And I just loved the way he ran his life. And he says, Themi, I'm going to be like a USB and plug it into your head. And I'm going to download a whole lot of information. And feel free to use it and feel free not to use it. But I'm also going to do one other thing. I'm going to tell you to stop doing things. And I was like, wow. He says, I want to see your calendar, because us entrepreneurs, we can quickly go down the rabbit hole of just adding goals and overwhelming our teams. But the art is what I've realized in my gray years of wisdom is that is the art to stop doing things, to stop adding things, to stop making things complex, and really work on areas in your business that you are doing consistently well. Maybe level up on those, but stop on areas where you aren't competent yet. It's so crucial that we keep that into consideration, that we need to stop doing things. We can't chase too many rabbit holes or rabbits. They're all running at different speeds at different holes. You can't chase one and expect to catch them all. You've got to chase one rabbit until you've caught that rabbit. And that's what we're going to do, is to understand what are we stopping so that we can continue on that road of focus. As entrepreneurs, we lose track. We completely lose track. And we lose focus. And we end up chasing all these rabbits. And I'm going to challenge you. What is your rabbit that you need to give up in order to chase another rabbit? What are the 3 rabbits that you need to give up in order to chase one rabbit? I can guarantee you that there are few. Guys, listen up. Growing an entrepreneurial venture, growing a business, specifically a business to work profitably without you, damn difficult. I've been coaching it for almost 20 years, and I still find it difficult to do. But it is achievable, and people are doing it. And it has a lot to do with mindset and about throwing ourselves in environments where we can thrive and learn. One of the things that I'm going to continue doing is carrying on with my podcast. I told you. And also, the other thing that I'm going to start doing again, which I've stopped doing, is I'm going to go to overseas conferences again because I find I've outgrown my market. I need to go and learn from people that have done it. I'm a bigger fish in my small pond right now. I really need to go and swim in a bigger pond where I can learn from other entrepreneurs and founders that have done things that I haven't done. I need that inspiration. I need to see that it can be done again. I need to be able to surround myself with those. So those are things I'm going to start doing again. Another good model that I use the stop, start, continue this time of the year to reflect. The other reflection model that I use quite deeply is the wheel of life. And the wheel of life, if you can imagine a big circle, and on one side, so you put a dot in the middle of that circle, and then you draw little lines leading to the end or the diameter of the circle. And the one would be family, so you draw a line for family, and relationships would be social, so social would be the second one. The third one would be financial. Maybe the fourth one would be health. And the fifth one might just be religion or spiritual, the spiritual side. And what I find quite interesting is when understanding and unpacking myself a little bit more about where I am, those are the different areas of my life. There might be a few more, but those basically summarize the important areas of my life. And the one area, say for instance, health, I could clearly say that I rate myself from a 0 in the middle to a 10 at the end of the diameter. I probably rate myself a 7 because I do keep quite fit. But I want to be a 10 out of 10 because I want to be the best person I can be. So there are things that I need to stop doing, and I'm going to stop doing it. And there are other things I need to start doing. So I kind of use the stop, start, continue model with that, but I rate myself on that. And I say, look, where are you? Financially, I think I'm on a 4. I think I could do much better. We are definitely better than the previous year. Thank God for the team, and thank God for just gracing us with his presence and being on our side. This year has been absolutely amazing, but we could do much better. And I think once we stop worrying about cash flow busts, which happens so regularly in many businesses, we've only had one of them this year in growing the business. Last year we had a few more. This cash flow bust is like it takes your mind off things, and I think we could do much better. So I'll probably want to increase it to a 7 out of 10 over this next year. We really need to up our sales and really need to look at cash flow areas that are draining our business. Yeah, it's possible. We're in a good business, so we'll do that. But the other area might be religion, is that I need to get closer to my creator, and I might rate myself a 3 out of 10, and say, listen, you need to get more spiritual, buddy, because you can't do it on your own. And we need to push that up a bit. So where does that? So if we had to connect those dots after we've evaluated from a 0 to a 10 on those lines leading to the diameter, and you had to connect those dots, there'll be a wheel, but the wheel will probably be very crooked. And that would give you a very good visual view of where you are in your life and where you should be. So it's a good way of reflecting. Guys, I use those 2 tools. The second one is called the Wheel of Life. I've used it with my coaching clients. I use it with my team. And I'm going to use it with myself this year. I use it every year, and I think it's great. The one year I did it on the beach, just the waves were coming in, and my family had gone and walked, and I said, listen, guys, just stay behind a little bit. And this was just before I started my coaching business, actually. I said, where do you want to be? You've got a beautiful young family that depends on you. Where are you going to take this business? Where are you going to take your life? And I drew the wheel of life, and I connected the dots, and I found out that I was totally crooked. That wheel was so off balance, it probably wouldn't even make it 5 meters without breaking. There's just no flow. I really needed to work on areas. So that was a great tool. So the Wheel of Life and the Stop, Start, Continue, guys, try it out. It's essential we all spend time. It doesn't have to be at the end of the year. You could do this right in the middle of the year. But now's the time, while everybody's relaxing, while there's a bit of inspiration in the air, while we have a bit of time to just gather our energy. For most of us, some of us are working, but for most of us, let's do it. You don't have to be a functional founder to do this. You could be a team member. Guys, share this podcast with other entrepreneurs that are needing help because they need us to act and they need us to push in the right direction so that we can grow this community and build a functional founder community that serves the world. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next week's podcast. Thank you for joining the Functional Founder. This podcast grows through you, our founder community. Please share this with someone who needs it and click on the subscribe button. That way, more people can join us.